The Bulls are a funny team, man. After we just witnessed one of the worst losses on the season, one of the worst shooting nights on the year, hell, not even just on the year, but in NBA history, they come out in the second night of a back-to-back against one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, a team they narrowly lost to recently right before the All-Star break, and they play some of the best basketball we've seen from them in a while. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't all perfect. There were some not-so-great stretches, not the best possessions either, kind of like when Javon Carter pulled to Ben Simmons and passed up a wide-open layup to kick it outside. No idea what that was about, and while the Bulls played hard, they were much more focused and played with better energy and pace. It did seem like going midway through the third quarter and going into the fourth that they were going to come up short, especially when Donovan Mitchell finally started turning things on and had been relatively quiet all night, and when it seemed like the Bulls weren't going to be able to pull it out both in regulation and in the first overtime. You had the missed free throw from Vucevic in regulation, then DeMar couldn't knock down the game-winning basket in regulation, to then the Bulls being down 2 possessions in overtime with less than 20 seconds to go. DeMar quickly scores, they foul, Cavs split the free throws, and knowing the Bulls with how they've been shooting threes recently, I thought there's just no way that they were going to be able to sink a three to tie the game and send it into double overtime. But thanks to the Cavs and the mental lapse of Jarrett Allen fouling DeMar DeRozan shortly after the ball was inbounded, and DeMar having the presence of mind to hoist up the shot to get sent to the line for 3 free throws, calmly knocks all of them down despite putting in over 44 minutes at that time. The king in the fourth, the king in overtime, whatever you want to call him, dude had 11 points alone in the second overtime period, kicking off that period with a quick 5 points to set the tone. Drummond with a monster block on the other end throws down a putback hammer to more or less seal the game. The Cavs made me a little nervous when they started knocking down some threes after that to try to get close, but it wasn't enough, not when you have the excellent free throw shooting of DeMar DeRozan, and the Bulls walk away with a double overtime win. So the Bulls last night set a record for the worst three-point percentage in a game for shooting more than 29 threes in a game. Tonight they set a new record, but on the positive side, with 74 rebounds, the most in the NBA this season and the most we have seen in the league in the past 9 seasons. Now granted, it helps that the game went into double overtime, but even before going into overtime, the Bulls just had over 60 boards in regulation, which had been a team high for them. I mean, rebounding won this game for the Bulls. They out-rebounded the Cavs 74-39. I've never seen a disparity like that from as far back as I can remember in following the game of basketball. The Bulls absolutely outworked and dominated the glass against the Cavs, who were actually a good rebounding team. They're 7th in the NBA in rebounding, and it's in large part from their double bigs in Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. But with the Bulls going with their double big lineup tonight in the starting lineup, the Cavs could not get rebounds on both ends of the floor. The Bulls had 25 offensive rebounds alone in this game. They actually had 20 offensive boards in the first half, which was the first time they've done that in franchise history dating all the way back to 1997. Back to the Jordan years. Second chance opportunities, second chance points is what won this game for the Bulls, and it would not have happened if it weren't for Billy Donovan going with Vooch and Drummond in the starting lineup tonight. Drummond was absolutely phenomenal. 17 points, 26 rebounds, 9 offensive rebounds, and second chance points, 8 for 12 from the floor, 3 blocks. Drummond brought the hustle and energy, especially in the second OT when the Bulls were without Vucevic because he had fouled out of the game. Jarrett Allen is a good center, and Mobley is an incredible rim protector, but neither of them could match up against Drummond tonight on both ends of the floor. Allen had 4 rebounds in this game compared to Drummond's 26. Vooch, another solid game for him. He was active, he was aggressive, had some nice spinning moves for easy hook shots, getting Mobley with a fake and the up and under. Vooch, 24 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, was just doing a little bit of everything. Yes, including hitting a couple threes. Io was great in this one as well. He was excellent in guarding Donovan Mitchell tonight. Mitchell had a very quiet game. Only took 13 shots, couldn't find the open look in most possessions, was 5 for 13, 19 points, missed the game winner in overtime, 5 turnovers, and he struggled in large part tonight because of Io. But even the defensive side, Io was great on offense as well. 21 points, got his 3-point shooting back, going 4 for 9 from deep to go along with 3 rebounds and 4 assists. And then DeMar, more or less quiet throughout the game heading into the fourth quarter, and then he took over and just did his thing. Team high, 35 points, didn't shoot the ball especially well, but he had a couple of big threes, did the most of his damage at the foul line. 35 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 0 turnovers. And then Coby White, Coby's been struggling. Yes, I'm a little concerned because you would have thought he would finally be back into a shooting groove by now, because it's been quite a few games. But what I did like seeing from Coby tonight compared to last night was that he was finding other ways to get involved. Last night it seemed like he was forcing shots up too much. Not getting plays set up, not passing the ball around well and getting his teammates involved. Tonight though, only 14 points on 5 for 20 shooting, 2 for 13 from 3, but 12 assists and 8 rebounds. flirted yet again with another triple-double. And look, despite having the poor shooting night, he was a team-high plus 16 in the game. He was very impactful when he was out there. Dude played 50 minutes, absolutely insane. DeMar 49 minutes. I mean, these guys have to be absolutely gassed, tallying the most minutes in the NBA this season. But hey, the guy I really wanted to talk about, the guy coming off the bench in what was essentially his NBA debut, where he didn't play garbage time minutes, Rolop Batim. I can't say his first name, I apologize, but Batim. The guy the Bulls signed in the offseason to a two-way deal. They recently converted it to a standard NBA contract. We were all kind of scratching our heads. Why? Well, here's why. Comes into his first real NBA game, hit a couple of threes when the Bulls needed it, and then closed out the game for the Bulls in one of the biggest games for this team in double overtime. If you had told me Batim was going to be in the closing lineup of a game in a double overtime contest against the Cavs, I would have said you were crazy. And he was getting minutes before Vucevic got fouled out as well. A solid game for him, 10 points, 6 rebounds, hit some clutch free throws in overtime as well. 28 minutes, 28 very solid minutes in the rotation. Credit to Billy Donovan for trying something new and thinking out of the box a bit to mix things up and to try to get some energy going for this team. And having Batim in there was just what they needed, especially with no Alex Caruso tonight on his birthday, by the way. I actually was certain the Bulls were going to lose this game when it was announced that AC was going to be missing the game. I thought there was no way they were going to be able to stop Mitchell and Garland without Alex Caruso. But hey, this team surprises us every day. You really can never be sure what to expect from this team. So I guess this win kind of cancels out the bad loss against the Pistons. I mean, it would have been nice for the Bulls to get the win in that game to further inch their way up in the standings, but this was probably a game most of us thought was going to be a loss. But the Pistons game we probably thought was going to be a win, so I guess we can consider it breaking even. Whatever, I don't even know what to make of this team anymore, but a good win. Let's see if they can use this momentum going up against the Bucks on Friday before they head out west. Let me know what you guys thought of the game. As always, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.